hosted Louth. Gary McDonough reports.
The opening match of yesterday's triple header in Thurles had Tipperary down as firm favourites to defeat a Louth side that they beat by 8 points in the league last March in Drogheda. And Tip got off to the perfect start by grabbing the game's first goal in the second minute. Jermal Hare finishing neatly after showing lots of strength and composure in holding off wing-back Adrian Reid. Louth then had their best spell of the match by scoring 4 unanswered points, including this beauty from corner forward Ronan Holcroft, and with 9 minutes played the sides were level, but that was as good as it got for the wee county. Louth were guilty throughout of affording lots of the Tipperary players way too much space. Centre half-back Peter Atchison scored 2 fine first-half points as the home side stretched their lead. Louth, though, did battle gamely in the opening 20 minutes and managed to score one of the best points of the half when Anthony Williams found Declan Byrne, and his wonderful strike meant that the wee county trailed by 4 with a quarter of an hour left to the interval. But then the floodgates opened. Tip were awarded a penalty for a foot block in the 25th minute, and the man who won it, Conor Sweeney, duly converted. And at half-time, the Premier County led by 10 points. And 6 minutes into the second half, a bad situation for Louth got worse when Colin O'Riordan's effort at a point dropped short but was fumbled into his own net by the unfortunate Craig Lynch. From then to the end, it was a case of target practice for the Tipperary forwards, who also had the luxury of being able to empty their bench. Conor Sweeney managed the pick of their scores as the match petered out. Louth's solitary point of the second half came 3 minutes from time when Ryan Burns tapped over to ironic cheers. But this was a day to forget for Louth, while Tipperary will feel they could still have a major role in this year's championship, as they romped home with 23 points to spare.
It'll be in the draw for Monday morning. It's just probably very easy in the end, and just a question of whether it prepares us for a real mighty battle next Saturday. But look, we're in the pot anyway, and that's if we can get a home draw again next Saturday, we'll be a match for anyone.
You take Tipperary, they've won it in All-Ireland minor, they've been in All-Ireland under-21 final. They're making, they're 4 or 5 years ahead of us, and it's not me being negative talking about we haven't got the development. It's about putting those structures in right, and it's about starting to climb the ladder. But you can see the difference in the two teams out there today.
Yeah, it's an interesting contrast pointed out by Colin. I mean,
Owen Begg played host to only the third ever championship meeting between Derry and Wexford, a 460-mile round trip for the Model County faithful as they saw the first ever championship win over their hosts. It will be nip and tuck for most of the opening period. Enda Lynn on hand with the pick of Derry's early scores. But Wexford were forced to endure considerable pressure as the game developed in difficult conditions. Captain Kieran Ling showing leadership, chipping in with 2 first-half points. And Wexford looked well on course to go in contention at the break. A fine Adrian Flynn point saw them trail Derry 5 points to 4 on 27 minutes. Owen Bradley added a Derry point before the game's turning point arrived. Fergal Doherty took possession, simply unstoppable in the corner. He would find Keelan O'Boyle. The forward's effort rebounding off the crossbar, hitting Wexford's Brian Malone before crossing the line. The goal awarded after some consultation between the officials. Malone would be hospitalised as a result of a tackle shortly afterwards. There was danger the floodgates would open. Great interplay from Derry's players was a hallmark of the side's performance over the course of the afternoon. Anthony Masterson with a fine save from Bradley, won 8 to 4 points at half-time. Derry never looked back and went in pursuit of what eventually would be a comfortable victory. Wing-back Liam McGoldrick amongst those chipping in with a point. Wexford simply never managed to muster the performance which saw them beat down 2 weeks ago. Substitute Owen Nolan with the pick of their second half tally of 6 points. Derry held a total of 20 qualifier wins before yesterday's encounter. The game was well over as a contest by the time Keelan O'Boyle rounded off the scoring. Derry's 21st such win since the introduction of the backdoor system saw them see out a 9-point winning margin. As it finished, Derry 1-16, Wexford 10 points.
as we would have seen it, a very tricky game. Delighted to get the result and delighted with a lot of aspects of our play.
Overall, I'm very, very proud of what Wexford did there today. We did try to play football.